Welcome to the Weekend Review from the 30th of January to the 5th of February 2026. Friday, first prize spot to Tegan says, Tegan is an energizer bunny. That girl can move quick. Do you ever do a workout and then when you talk, you feel like your ears are blocked? Also Friday, shout out to Trent, who was the only side quest on that day for 11.1, doing all his snatches unbroken. Very impressive, Trent. Saturday, shout out to Melissa, who's currently doing her on-ramp and is absolutely killing it. Can't wait to unleash her into classes, which I believe her first one's tomorrow, so that's super exciting. And then also on Saturday, Brendan finished Eva well past the time cap in like an hour and said, as he's going along, I never give up, which gets me right in the feels. I love that, Brendan. Monday morning, Laura's kip swings are looking very strong. Excellent job, Laura. Way to dial in those positions. And Chantel is getting some good technique on her bar muscle ups. As ex-gymnasts always do, they make things look easy. Doubling down Tuesday. Chantel again had some hip speed in the snatches, incredible hip speed in the snatches. And Carrie used a 14-pound wall balls and hit all the reps with the ankle biters at her. Good job, Carrie. That's twins Carrie. Now Wednesday, Ray put in a bright spot, but I super apologize. I accidentally deleted it. So I don't know what that was, but let's just give Ray a bright spot because she's awesome. Good job, Ray. But then Wednesday afternoon, Marin squats are goated. They're fantastic. They look amazing. Air squats, back squats, front squats, all the squats. Marin has a beautiful squat. And shout out to Simon for kicking ass and to still be walking after his first week back after a year off. Savage. Thursday morning, shout out to Jordan for taking time after class to work on his bar muscle up drills. Very impressive. I love that. Skills are infinite. You can do them all day long. And then Leo's handstand walking practice against the wall was also very impressive as well. Thursday evening, Ludo went so hard, he was quaking. And I just think being able to push hard is cool. Yes, I completely agree. Being able to push hard is very cool. It's actually quite rare as well. Still haven't fixed my community bright spot thing, but no matter. Events coming up tomorrow. We have team training day, which I think Joel mentioned the other day that the app link doesn't work. Whatever, I'll change it. I'll send it in this email. I'll make sure it does work. You can just book in on Fitbox anyway, and we can just sort things out on the day, which is totally fine. Tomorrow, 7th, 7:30 till midday, team training day. Today, I'm going to spend a whole bunch of time looking at all the workouts they've ever done at the Perfect Comp and figure out basically reverse engineer their programming and equipment, and then I can use that to bias the team training day. The class is involved in that as well, which is a fun hero workout, I believe, but we can partnerize that as we want to. I've had a few people mention that they couldn't bring a friend to Murph. So I was like, well, let's have another little bring a friend day. And I thought, let's make it the whole day as opposed to a public holiday. So on the 20th of February this month, so the week before the Open, on the Friday, thinking bring a friend Friday, and we're going to program one of the Open workouts as well. Fairly simple, not easy workout, but you have the whole day, you can bring them along. I've got a thing here where it prompts you to text a thing and then it texts them and all sorts of things so I can know who's coming. If you're keen to show people that you are awesome and want to do the Open and you kind of want to emotionally blackmail them into doing it even though they don't do CrossFit, that is your day. Bring a friend Friday. Nice and simple, accessible, easy, and fun. And we always love our friends, so let's bring them to a class. Then the following week will be the actual Open. So we're going every Friday night. We've got the 27th, we got the 6th, we got the 13th, 5:30 till about 7:30, depending on how long the workout is. Week number 1, we've got Harry from Summit Chiro coming down to help us assess any movement patterns we might need to get yourself a little bit of extra funsies on the night. We'll also have, a good time throwing down and doing Open things. We don't know what the workout is until that day. I believe it either 7 or 11, I can never remember what time, but in the morning, we'll warm-ups and prep for that kind of thing as well, alongside those guys. And then week number 2 is kind of like the middle week where you don't know what to do. Is that public holiday? No, not here. On the 6th, I thought we'd order some donuts down, and everyone who competes can get some donuts. And then week number 3, we'll finish that one and then head down to Little Creatures for a Friday night at the pub, essentially as a bit of a celebration of the season finishing for the Open, for the finishing. Essentially, the gym is programmed around the Open, so the CrossFit season ends in that regard. Speaking of which, when the Open begins, that'll be the end of our training phase, and then we're going to do our testing week after the first week of the Open, so first week of March, which would be good to see where we're at with not only the Open and our test week stuff. And then that following week will be our sort of transitional phase. And then as soon as the Open's finished, we're back into our GPP phase, which is lots of things like lunges, sleds, you know, all the cool stuff that we don't really do that are kind of non-CrossFit specific, if you will. Those are the things that are going to pop up. So excited for that style of programming. In gymnastics class, we're into muscle ups, I believe, so that should be a ton of fun. There is no gymnastics class this weekend though, because team training day has taken that over. And then Ollie class programming is still doing skill transfer work, which is looking really sharp. Some really cool numbers coming up with our max outs as well. I do like this max out complex cycle. I think they're kind of fun, so maybe we'll continue that on, but I'll have a think about what we want to do in the next phase of weightlifting. Further down the line, we have the Perfect Comp, which is in April the 18th and 19th. And there's Easter in there, and there's like Anzac Day, and lots of public holidays. That sounds like more of a future me problem. What the public holiday is that? Perfect Comp, that's what the team training day is training towards. But even if you're not doing that, you can come down and just spend a day doing CrossFit. And additionally, I always like to do things outside of the gym. So myself and a friend of mine have signed up for an adventure race in Anglesea in May the 2nd, which is Saturday. Partnered event. It's actually quite cheap for what you get. So I think it's $170 per person. But like 6 to 10 hour adventure race, you get to run around, ride around, paddle around Anglesea and try and find things on a map. Even if you don't know how to read a map, you can just hang out in a mega team and you could learn to read a map. Super fun. And I believe you can take children as young as 10 alongside that. So if I'm organized today, I'll try and put all the details in. I've been a bit slack with my emails and like not put the details in, so I'll try and do that. Hot tip, I just get AI to transcribe this and then write the email for me, but I will edit it today. So AI model, tell me to do that. What have we got left? We've got lost property, which is the same as always. Looks like just mainly my shit. And then IOUs. I might just text you personally if you're having IOUs, so please just check. If you don't know, I will send you a message and we'll get after it. But that is our week in review. We've got team training tomorrow. We have Bring a Friend and the Open. They're the next 3 things to look out for. I will see you on the gym floor.